So working this off-season, Pat, I think one of the things we needed to address on the tournaments that you played well in, and we just didn't finish quite the way you wanted, was a lot of it was consistency in the final round or Saturday round or a round.
Yeah, I would agree.
And so, you know, in this off-season, I think the thing that we've got to do, which we've already started working on doing, is just getting your swing more repeatable so that you can hit the shots that the course requires you to hit.
Yeah.
So, you know, obviously you're keeping up your fitness, working out, and all that kind of stuff. In your opinion, what are the things that you needed to address ball flight-wise where you felt like they were your biggest misses in the season? I mean, the shot that plagued you the most.
You know, it just wasn't solid enough. When I had to hit the shot, I wasn't 100% that I could actually hit it.
Right, because certainly it's not. And if anything, you know, some of your approaches, I'd almost say, overly aggressive. You know,
Yeah.
it's throwing down the gas pedal to the floor. You know, and I think some of those times when that happens, your swing gets under stress. And I think the key is just getting it to where you can trust it, and you know where the ball is going to go.
Yeah. Yeah, I think my positions towards the last 3 months there, you know, trying to play that certain way that we did was, you know, it had its stretches.
Right.
You know, it had a glimpse of great play at Barclays the first round, and then obviously Saturday when it's got tougher and you know it called for more precise shots, it wasn't really there.
Yeah, and there were other tournaments too where, you know, like Kiowa and Congressional, where you putted really well, and obviously I think your putting stroke's coming, but that's, you know, that's always dependent on playing well as your putting.
Right.
And you know, going into you know, when you go into a season and you look at the schedule when you're picking out events, when you look at a golf course, do you have a plan in mind, you know, as a favorite golf course? Take, for instance, Charlotte or TPC or Memorial, for instance, where you look at it and go, in your mind, you know, when I play this golf course, I've really got to shape the ball X way. I mean, do you look at that? I mean, do you say to yourself,
Yeah.
you know, this is a course that I've got to hit more of a hard draw or more of a cut shot, or
You know, to a point, I want to be able to hit one shot. You know, if I can hit it straight, you know, if you have to work it occasionally, you have to work occasionally. But
right,
you know, for the most part, if you hit it straight, you're going to be fine.
right,
You know, because playing conservative, aggressive is, you know, kind of how I try to play every round anyway. You know, pins are 3 and 4 from the edge. You know, there's false fronts, there's bunkers, there's waters, that kind of stuff. It's being able to make an aggressive swing to a conservative line.
right.
You know, there are going to be some shots where you can be a little more aggressive, and there might be a point in the tournament where you can, you know, go with a pin if you have to, coming down the stretch or whatever it is. But, you know, for the most part, I want to play, I want to show up to every course hitting it the same way all the time, not having to work on something all the time, not trying to time it, and not hoping that the timing comes together to play well.
Right, and so when you go to a green, when you go to a second shot, and you look at a green, regardless of where the pin is, do you kind of look at the green in sections where you want to hit it?
Yes.
In other words, if there's an easy pin, you shoot at you're trying to make a birdie or better, but regardless, just depending on wherever the trouble is, do you section the green off as this is where I want to?
Yeah, definitely, because there are a bunch of greens. Obviously, there's false fronts and there's tiers and stuff like that. And you know, sometimes a good shot is being on the fringe, 12 feet from the flag, as opposed to mishitting it or not hitting the shot you want and coming down the slope and being 50 feet. So, you know, I'm just trying to get it. I want to get it to where I can stand over the ball and know that I'm making I'm going to make the right swing. I'm going to hit it right, and you know, and basically play that aggressive conservative.
Right. Now, are there any things that you do? Let's say you've hit your tee ball or you've putted out on the last hole, going to the next shot to prepare you to hit that shot. I mean, let's say if you're in the hunt and you know it's right around the edge. I mean, what do you do internally to calm yourself?
I try, all those cliches, play one shot at a time and stay within yourself and all that kind of stuff. That actually really is what you got to try and do. You got to try and slow it down. Tiger plays his best when he's winning. He backs it way down.
Right.
Make sure that he thinks clearly. And if you look at all the great players, that's what they do. Like when Jack won the Masters, at 46, so he backs it all the way down. They take their time. They don't get rushed. And one of my problems is I get way too fast.
Right.
I'm trying to get it done. I'm trying to, I want to get the shot. I want to make it happen. And it's not the way to do it. I've tried to back it all down. I've tried to stay a little more flat on the course as far as emotional wise.
Right.
Which I think is helping.
Well, I think we got a recipe right here for a good 2013, and just keep working, getting the swing more repeatable, the shots that you want to see when you want to see them, but certainly have a bread and butter shot that you can rely on all the time.
I agree.
Perfect for a big 2013.
Exactly.